thank you. I am so honored to be here today. And it makes me really happy to see all of you in here, because I've been told that there are about as many women as men in here. Yeah, look around. Unfortunately, not all rooms look as great as this one, especially not rooms characterized by power. Women are clearly underrepresented holding positions of power, even though we represent half of the population. So this is what I'm going to talk to you about today. When I was a child, I wanted to become a leader in changing the world. And I was told that in order to become a leader, it's good if you educate yourself. So I started studying business management here in Uppsala at the university. And when I started the program, we were about as many women as men, although it seemed as if the men were in majority. The men were a bit more louder, took a bit more space, and conversations often revolved around men. Like when discussing fictional corporate cases, the CEO always ended up being a man. It never seemed to cross anyone's mind that the CEO actually could be a woman. And most of the literature and research that were read were by men. And most of the guest lecturers and teachers were men. So during my time studying, I went through quite a painful process, realizing that I, as a woman, probably did not have the same chance to succeed in my career as a man would have. At AllBright, we're trying to change this. We are constantly investigating the representation of gender within senior positions. And each year, we investigate the most common name within top positions. And we have found that the name Anders is most common within the management team. And Anders is most common within the boardroom. And Anders is also quite common within nomination committees. So it seems like the business sector has its own little Anders recycling project going on. But it isn't just within businesses that women are underrepresented in leadership positions. This phenomena goes through several sectors, like politics, academia, media, public administration, culture, and the church. If everyone really thought that gender equal representation was an important issue, then organizations like AllBright wouldn't be needed. And then I wouldn't be here talking to you about this, right? So unfortunately, not everyone cares. And often, this issue is perceived like some kind of special interest to women. But it's not. It's about human rights, and it's about creating a world where everyone can reach their full potential. 3 years ago, a businessman called Sven Hagströmer, stop twittering. This man here, Sven Hagströmer, founded the AllBright Foundation. And you once told me that sometimes you need to be a pebble in someone's shoe in order to make people care. And you once told me that sometimes you need to use provocative methods in order to make people like you, people with power, to care. So at AllBright, we're using somewhat controversial methods, such as naming and shaming, in order to make people care. We produce reports, we do campaigns, we react in media, and we challenge the general idea about how this issue should be solved. Okay, so more exactly, how do we provoke then? Each year, we rate all the companies on the stock exchange from best to worst when it comes to having women within their management teams. And all the companies that reach a gender equal representation ends up on a white list. And this year, there were 27 companies that had a gender equal representation. 27 companies out of the 253. The companies that have at least one woman, but who don't reach gender equal representation, are placed on a gray list. And this year it was 144 companies out of the 253 that managed to enter the gray list. And then we have the blacklist. Here we find all the companies who didn't manage to promote one single woman to their management team. So 82 out of the 253 companies failed to promote one single woman. Remarkable for a country that tops international gender equality rankings, don't you think? We, of course, want the public to get aware of all these companies who seem to have it as a business strategy to only promote men. So this year we went out to all major universities and told the students about the companies they should avoid working at. And just like that, we had the business leaders' attentions. CEO, H&Rs, marketing and communication managers called me and were angry because we told the students that they shouldn't apply for a job at their companies. And you have to have in mind that these companies spend huge sums on employer branding activities towards students, and that it is every business leader's nightmare to be placed on a blacklist. So, is it worth it having angry Andisar calling me? Yeah, absolutely, because the blacklist has effect. When we started doing the blacklist, there were 100 companies on it. And now, 3 years later, we're down to 82. Okay, and the second thing we do is that we react in public. Like when Mr. Spendrup, the president of the business organization Svenskt Näringsliv, went out in media saying that there are not enough qualified women who can take a seat within a boardroom. When someone with power, like Mr. Spendrup, goes out and says something like that, AllBright reacts instantly with facts about what reality really looks like. So we wrote a debate article called "Wake Up, Mr. Spendrup" in Sweden's largest daily newspaper. And we told him and everyone else that it believes that there aren't enough qualified women, that there are plenty, of course. We have thousands in our network ready to take on board positions. But in order to find them, you need to stop looking in old, ancient contact lists and narrow networks, and to look elsewhere in new networks. The third thing that we do at AllBright is that we challenge the general idea that women should solve gender inequality. Many companies spend lots of money on programs educating women, like women should learn how to be tougher, women should learn how to say yes to offers, women should learn to talk with a deeper voice, women should learn to stand firmly, women should learn a lot of stuff. That's the whole idea. Even though women have been in majority at universities and performing better academically than men have for several decades. Sheryl Sandberg, the COO of Facebook, even wrote a best-selling book on the topic. It's called Lean In, which encourages women to take action. And of course, it is great if women lean in, but we also need to remember to examine and question the norm. That is, why is it that men promote men? And what can men do in order to reach gender equality? I would argue that men can do the opposite to what women are constantly told to do. I mean, it's difficult for me as a woman to say yes to offers I don't get. Yeah, obviously. But for a man, it's possible to say no thank you when you're invited to join a professional group consisting of only men. So if you're a man and you get the offer to join a management team or a panel debate or a boardroom, say no thank you. I think you have enough Andersar already. But I recommend you to take Tove, Caroline, or Amira instead. And also, if women are supposed to lean in, someone needs to take a step back, right? So while Sheryl Sandberg says lean in to all women out there, I would like to say lean out to all men out there. So women and men need to work together in order to reach a gender-equal society. And we have to remember that gender equality is not only about making a better world for your girlfriend, your sister, your wife, your daughter, your female friends. It's about making a better world for yourself. So everyone needs to take action. Don't wait until tomorrow. Take action now. And we have to stop restricting people from the start. I do not want young students feeling like I did. Everyone should feel that they have the same chance to develop and reach their full potential despite their gender. And at AllBright, we have a goal, and that is we want to shut down our own organization within 10 years. Every company should be on the whitelist in 10 years. And in order for us to do that, there is something you all can do. So I would like you all to embrace a small piece of advice from Gandhi. Remember, you can be the change you wish to see in the world. Thank you.